Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM22 Dragons. This is episode 15. I think it's 16 now. I haven't changed that. Dai, being that he's in third place, has the Young Riders classification, and so he was right on the front, and he was immediately responded to by the other guys that were in the top two, the guys that took the top two on the last stage. Now, the good news is that's going to essentially rule them out of the stage, but they are going to go pick up some bonus time themselves, which is certainly not good for our ambitions. So, if anything, I might want Dai to back off and let somebody else go forward and see what happens. So, Dai is going to sit up. There's 10 riders in a break that is now a minute and a half up the road. He's going to sit on, and we might try to claim those seconds as best we can if they're still up there, but otherwise, yeah, might have made a mistake with that one, as he easily got up the road, but he brought two of the main contenders for time themselves up with him, and Dai's not really the main guy we want to be riding for. He's the plan B, so him bringing in a couple plan A's, yeah, I'm starting to regret that decision. Meanwhile, Schechter, he's up to a +2 on the expected race day condition, though he still only has a 78% fitness, so you can see it's countering itself. His +1 that he ended up with versus the fitness drop is keeping him fairly level today. Still waiting on Oscar to get forward. Oscar on a 0 when he's supposed to have a +5, but at least he's got the 99% fitness bonus. That's making him look a little bit stronger. There's definitely a response from the field here, as the gap's holding a lot more than it was, but at a minute 53, I don't think they're going to get brought back, at least before the first check. The only good news about this is ultimately, if Dai goes out there and collects those few seconds and we make life hard enough, a lot of times those type of riders are going to end up just going straight out the back once they get caught. So we'll hope for a hard chase that sees this group fade, but Barta, Brustanga, Dai, none of them are working, so they're just sitting on, which is making the matter even worse, I suppose. I wonder if I had him drop out, what would happen. Let's see. Amine's there again, but he's lost time. Yeah, there's DeBoer again, but that's because he's got the KOM jersey and they're about to fight for it. If we just sit on, will they sit with me? Staying with these two. Just staying with these two and seeing what they do. If they sit up, then I'm happy to go back, because having them in the break is wasting their energy. Having them in the front three means they're going to gain additional time, and I'm kind of hoping for that not to happen, but here we are, and it's happening. The group is somehow back in contact. Amine does just enough to cover the gap off. And we need to take 2 seconds, go back, fix this group. Prasad, nice +5. We have a expected +23 today, by the way. And we got a +21. So right about what we should have. And, with these three, their draw could have been higher. So about to be expected, but the two main sprinters, not looking good for that one. Third sprinter is Dai, has an 80-80, 3.6. If I get forward a little bit earlier than these two, I could have a head start on 2K. Let's squeeze forward, and they're coming forward, but they're not forward yet. Sprint now. As you go right over the top of that hill, you're going to gain some separation and get out there flat out for it, and we got the 3 seconds. Brustanga and Barta, though, 2 and 1 for them. So at least we've, picked up some time on these guys, but we gave them time on Oscar and Schechter. 5K to go until we come up on the second and final intermediate sprint point of the day. You can see it up ahead there. 3K to go now. We're going to want to get forward again, slow this down. Okay, 1.9. Let's get forward. Come on, Dai. Find some space, and go. getting chased hard, but he will hold on. He gets 6 seconds. 6 seconds for Die. I don't want him to just simply sit up. I want to possibly, it's probably not going to work, but possibly make it the other two vulnerable. The longer they are away, normally I would just sit up and come straight back to the peloton right now, but those two might do so themselves. You know what? Actually, either way, it's not going to be bad. Die's going to sit up. Let's see what happens with those two. Because if we just chase them down hard, somebody's already been dropped. They're dropping back with me. They are dropping back with me. But they're going to drop back to the peloton is the thing. So they're just marking him. I need to put one of the other guys in the break tomorrow to start gaining some seconds. If I do this with Die, those two are just going to gain time again. But we're going to bring these 4 guys back to the peloton. Allow them to rest and recover. Those two are going to compete in the sprint. Let's just hope that they do not gain time again today. Hopefully they are off the podium. And as for our chances of the podium, Die probably has the best chance at the podium. Die's got an expected +5 daily, so I think he's turning himself into our race leader now, especially based on the time he's gained. But then again, we are looking at the others for time. I might put him on the back and have him and Schechter go. Well, I know Schechter's not going to have great race day condition. Oscar should have better. Oscar's supposed to have a +3. He's got a -3 draw today, so maybe I need to be riding for Oscar. That's what we did last stage. But we know how bad Oscar is in a sprint. Complicated situation here, for sure. Abdul, final time getting water. I've got 50k to decide how I want to run this. And not into the house. Not into the house, that is. You know, actually, there's plenty of roads around the world where houses go right up to the road, and the road gets skinnier at that little stretch. It's not that unusual. Even in the U.S. In fact, just 8 miles away from me, I know one road where we have a house that goes literally right to the edge, an inch away from the road. And the road's slightly skinnier at that spot. As we're coming up on the final 15k here, I did make a decision. The peloton is down to 40, but the leaders are all here, as the undulation through here is causing some yo-yoing, and we've got our guys working on getting back up into position right now. We're going to set off with our sprint train as soon as we go over this hill. But the decision I made is our sprint team is still growing and developing, and there's better sprinters out there than what we have. Therefore, a podium is not a given. So riding for somebody who is not on their best condition today, they're probably not going to get on the podium. Therefore, we need to take our best chance at scoring time, as in scoring a podium, on the given day, which means that's Die. Die has the best chance, though he's back here a little ways. We'll put him right behind Oscar. Oscar can give him a solid lead out. Does have that 81.76. And then Schechter. Schechter has great acceleration, though. Abdul, just because of the position he is in. But Chu is the one we're going to gel up on. Abdul, just want to get out front and established. We're still catching the remnants of the break. 17 seconds ahead, but there they are. Oscar waiting for Chu and Prasad now. Abdul's made it out front. Lieberman has lost contact? Really? There was no split here. We got 105 together, so the yo-yoing we were experiencing is gone. Schechter's in the best position here with 6k to go. But here comes Oscar and Die. Alright, we need to be going 99. Abdul's nearly done, and Prasad's nearly done. We need to just... Actually, we need to just gel up with everyone. It's that time. Abdul sprinting up the hill to open the gap a little bit. There we go. And now down to Chu. 3.7. Let's continue that movement. Here's Prasad. Those guys will soak up what's happening anyway. 2.5. Prasad starting his sprint. Lieberman starting his sprint. Schechter looks to be in the best physical position here. 1.2. And starting his sprint. He's going to take to the outside, which was not exactly the best position. He's going to just miss the top 3. He's out of red bar. He's out of red bar. And Dai was back here somewhere. Oh, Dai's right there. Dai still wouldn't have made it to the top 3. Second stage in a row, we could not get the full team forward, and that is because the undulation, even though we were set to an 85, the undulation, too many guys couldn't handle the climb at the pace necessary, and they suddenly were down to 50th position in the peloton, and we could only get them back up to about 15th or 20th 12 kilometers later. We still have a team that is struggling when it comes to flat ratings and mountain ratings, combo stuff. I'm so used to having the riders that are good enough in the mountains to hold their position a bit stronger and conserve energy and then be set for the sprint. These are guys that are, some of them anyway, are very, very single skill. And if any other skill is called upon, they're in trouble. Now, if we went 99, they could have held on, but it would have really hurt their red bar. Under the circumstances, that probably would have been better than allowing them to drop back because they never got forward again. Got a better chance there, putting in a major effort. I'll keep that in mind for the next stages. This is the first time that we've properly gotten these sprinters together to see what they're capable of, and what they were capable of here wasn't enough when it came to the undulation to keep their position. And so by the time we get forward, we're a mess. We're not in a line. There is no sprint train. There is no proper lead out. Schechter was the only one who was in the right position at the right time, but he had too much energy used up trying to help pull back the other guys because he wasn't supposed to be the main one. If he had one extra rider in front of him, he would have had enough energy left to properly sprint and finish that out, and maybe would have squeezed the podium. This guy had the win no matter what. Schechter wasn't going to beat him either. Now remember, there are better sprinters than what we have here, and better all-around riders than what we have here. So we are facing an uphill battle, but Dai has been making a good go of things. Let's see where the time is after 2 stages. Berstenga picks up 4 more seconds. Otherwise, we have 2 new guys at the top of the standings for this one. And so the overall, Berstenga now leads by 6 seconds over Dai, who had closed that gap up to within 2 seconds after the intermediate sprints. But Dai is second overall with Milano, Barta, Fredheim, Slawik, De Boer. I think next stage is a good opportunity to take either a Schechter or an Oscar to go pick up 6 seconds in the breakaway. Now that they are no longer contenders, they're outside of the top 10. They shouldn't be seen as contenders. I think we can easily pick up 6 seconds and multiply the plan B by diversifying it a little bit, because Dai, if we try to put him in the break, those guys are going to come back. And Dai is not going to beat Berstenga or Barta head-to-head in sprints. Well, we beat them on the intermediates, but they're going to just keep picking up seconds. And unlike Dai, they're more likely to actually get the podium at the end of a stage, like Berstenga just managed to do. And remember, we're looking at a 78.80 with a 78 flat, 75 resistance. He's only got 68 stamina and only 63 mountains, so the 2 punchier stages could be a chance for him to get dropped. Could be. But Dai, He's not any better. He does have better stamina. Schechter, likewise, not a climber. Oscar, definitely not a climber. Nor does he have the stamina. So we are facing a pretty massive challenge here. So I've got Schechter in the break today on stage number 3 of 6. There's only a few more to go. But Schechter is an easy candidate to get the 3 seconds. But unfortunately, the breakaway of 7 is fighting like mad to break up into 2 separate groups. And when I wasn't contributing, they were full on attack. Now that I'm contributing, the group's more inclined to work. But there's still a couple of guys that are in kind of that full attack mode, despite him deciding that he's going to contribute. I think they kind of already committed to the idea. But we've got 6K to go to the intermediate sprint, and then Schechter can just sit up. They still have a 3-minute advantage over the peloton. I mean, there's still a small chance of them hanging on, but not now. Not the way they're fighting each other the whole time here. 2K to go. Let's slow this down so Schechter can focus on... Oh, he's going to get blocked off here. Let's go, Schechter. Let's go, Schechter. Second. Oh, man, he only gets 2 seconds. Lame. Lame, Schechter. The group really decided they did not like Schechter today. We were going to set up and come back to the peloton, though. He needs to recover before the sprint. Just +1 for him. Oscar has a +1 as well today. Dai has a +3. So if we've been having a hard enough time with good race day conditions, I think just okay race day conditions are going to make it even tougher. Now, the previous couple times I've gone out with Oscar, because of that stamina, because of the lack of flat rating that he had, I had taken on the idea, the concept that he really, really needs to just sit up, and we need to go late. I'm not as focused on that right now. For one thing, Dai has the better condition. Schechter's the better sprinter. Oscar has gained 0 time so far, where now both of them have a little bit of time gained. Therefore, we're going to set up our sprint train much, much earlier and try to get out front for a change and see if we can actually be in the proper position. How tired will the guys be? Because trying to wait till awfully late has not been working out for us. We can't get them forward fast enough. They've been too far back. We have some undulation here, just as we did on the last stage. So we can't afford for these guys to drop back again and then try to fight to get back forward. Not quick enough, not strong enough to do it. We've got to get up there earlier. 33K to go. We're going to start increasing the effort now for them to hold their positions a lot more. Schechter is tired. We'll see if he has something left, but I think he's got enough left to at least not get dropped. 30K to go. I forgot to get water the last time, didn't I? Looking at this going, too late now. Yeah, you can see we're struggling to hold position. Peloton's down to 38. 21K. And look how we're dropping back, even though we're in the high 80s on the effort. And looking pretty tired. 19K. This is almost that time. I need these guys to get forward. That's why we're up to the 91 effort. I don't want to wait for the climb. This is the go early time. We need to form up now. These guys are... Wow, Schechter. I'm not sure Schechter's going to make it. He could be ruled out today. We're going to put him right on the back. We're going to ride for Dai, and then Oscar, and then Abdul has a +5. Yeah, great lead out setup for him. We're tired. We are tired. I'm not sure that we're going to do well going from 17K. But again, what we tried the last 2 stages didn't work, so mix it up. Get Prasad ready. Schechter is done. Schechter is out of energy. Fading. Now that would have been nice yesterday with those 2 leaders if they would have been in that position, and then you could have seen them fall off and lose time. Yeah, Schechter's going backwards. 10K. Still one rider off the front. Kolstad. And we pull him back. One last hill. Prasad's done. Easing off for a moment helps Schechter. We're already out front. Okay, on to Lieberman. Get Abdul ready. Schechter is still in the group, but it's down to 72. Oh, Oscar's done. Oscar's done. There's a split right there because Oscar opened the gap, and now all of a sudden there's a front three. Who's with him? Uchabrooks. Dang. But that's Abdul and Lieberman. We're going to sit up. And Dye becomes third in line. Ocha Brooks is going to continue to attack, but let's wait for that gap to close. There we go. Now Lieberman goes forward again. 5K. Schechter's been dropped. 48 left in the group. The green jersey's out the back. Lieberman starting a soft sprint. We got to try to catch back up to Ocha Brooks. 3K. Now it's full sprint for Lieberman. Now Abdul to lead out Dye. Abdul is sprinting, but it's so technical through here. Dye. He's got a good lead out. Ucha Brooks has been caught and passed, and Dye's in third position, but fading. Third position, but fading. Garcia steals third. It's a different three winners, though. Laporte, Tiller, Garcia, Dye. Damn. Millimeters from 4 seconds being gained. Millimeters. So close. So close. And that's just straight up out sprint. I mean, look at those ratings, right? He's still got yellow bar. He's still got red bar. And we certainly didn't go too late or anything like that. The technical part actually helped save us, because otherwise we would have been short Lieberman, Abdul alone for that lead out. Lieberman sprinting from 4K out. There's no way that we make to the finish line with red bar remaining, if not for those couple left-handers. For Dye, it looks like coming out of the left-hander, I could have gone a few meters earlier, and that's the good thing, right? It's not Oscar. He could actually handle a sprint a little bit longer. He can last a little bit longer. So maybe we could have gone 30 meters earlier and held on by that few centimeters, but he was just straight out sprinted by Garcia, Tiller, Laporte. But we did finally get a good lead out, and it was a much, much closer finish for us. We're still not quite there on that top three, but that was much closer than the other circumstances. So we'll take that. But the field has blown up. Now, yellow jersey wearer, he didn't get dropped, though I don't see him in the top 20 at all. I don't think he lost time. But the other contender, the green jersey wearer, did get dropped. He was not in the group at the end. But will they be given splits? Because technically it was a sprint stage. And gaps have been given after 43rd place. Oscar gets same time. Schechter's going to have been dropped. Chu lost time. Prasad, and yes, Schechter is out of contention. So we will definitely not be racing for him, but we already kind of had made that decision a long time ago, as he's coming off an injury and not up to fitness level and did not have the race day condition. Brustenga still leads. He was not dropped, but he was not in the top 20. Dye, still second. Laporte and Milano are still up there. Fredheim, Tiller, Garcia, and Slavik. Damn, that was 4 seconds. 4 seconds for Dye. He'd be 2 seconds off the lead. But Oscar is still in it. And we're looking at 43. 43 left in contention. The next two stages are classified as the punchy stages. So it's going to be about survival on the next two stages and hang it on. I don't think any of these guys around us that are in time gain situations. Garcia, There's your favorite now. Garcia is very capable. Laporte is decently punchy. Yeah, we're on the back foot here, folks, but we're hanging in there. We do have second. We do have second. He's expected to have a +5 daily. He just had a +3 today, so he's had a -2 draw. Let's hope that he can hold +5s on the next couple of stages. He's going to need it. I think he is definitely going to need it to still be in contention. But we will see some of those guys will not be there. I mean, I know that some of them are going to drop out. The 43 at the front are not going to be the 43 still in the top 43 spots after the next couple of stages. We could see that drop to 30, to 20, to 10. I doubt it's going to drop that small. If it does drop that small, we're probably not going to be in that 10 that remain. So, but with a good team effort, I think we can just about hang on and not lose time. That's going to be the goal for the next 2 stages. But then how do we go out and gain time on the last stage over Bristenga? Breakaway. Well, breakaway is the best way. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.